We have some career advice for you. Hello, everyone. Brandon here again, and we have Gabe with us.
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. It's great to be here.
Gabe, what's some of the best career advice you've been given?
Well, one of the first things I think about is this place in Proverbs in the Bible. It says that man or people create their plans, but then God's going to do what He's going to do with our lives. And so I think it's just good to keep that in mind. And that kind of made me think of something that an ex-coworker, or former coworker, told me a long time ago when I was 18 years old on a court. She said we should take things with an open hand. So sometimes things come into our lives and we want to hold on to them really firmly, but God might actually want to take it away after a while, right? And so it's good to have things, enjoy them while they're here, but keep in mind that God might have different purposes for us in the future. So this kind of has to do with jobs in particular, like certain tasks or things that we like at the moment. But I think over time, that of course affects our career as well. I think those ideas about making our plans for our lives and our jobs, but realizing and knowing that God's going to do what He wants to do.
So that's good career advice, but also good advice for life in general, right? Well, Gabe, what do you make of the Microsoft CEO and his interview that is referenced on day one of our article?
Yeah, well, he talks all about empathy, right? Empathy with your coworkers that will really help to build and foster a good work environment. And it also made me think, actually, one of my friends, she was talking to a customer service representative from some company, and the person was just really having a bad day and treating my friend really poorly over the phone. And my friend was really upset and thought about just hanging up the phone. Instead, she said, "Hey, how are you doing?" This complete stranger. And they ended up having a half-hour-long conversation where the person opened up about some recent challenges, and my friend was able to encourage her. And it just made me think, being empathetic is not just for your coworkers. Obviously, I mean, that can be a selfish thing, actually. You're doing it so that you can have a good work environment, and that's great. But keep in mind, it's also good to be empathetic towards random strangers.
That's right, and that's a bold move, right, that we see there. Well, in day two, we also are talking about vision and purpose for your life. What's the best way for a person to find that vision or purpose?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because vision or purpose could look different for everybody. I think that for me, what's really helped, I kind of touched on it before, is that realizing that God has a plan, and we might have our own purpose, which might be formed by what we think our talents are. And I think that most of us pursue a career or a job that really serves to bring out our talents in the best way and the things that we discover about ourselves. But this question makes me think of that story in the Bible, Joseph, right? He was in jail, and in different places that he did not expect to be for more than 20 years of his life. But he made the most of every place he was in, and God brought him to the highest position of every place he was in. And it just reminds me, we have what we think might be failures in our lives, but actually God has His own purpose, and He wants to do something great with that for our lives. And so I think just to keep in mind, again, it's not just about our own thoughts for our lives, but hey, there's something greater going on.
That's an excellent story. Check out Joseph's story sometime if you have the chance. And also be sure to check out Advanced Magazine, all of our articles this month. We'll see you next time here on Insights.